Hey everybody, David G here, founder of the Internet Marketing Party. We're supposed to look right there. Okay. Hey, so we're doing this in a one take because we're a limited amount of time here, but I want to introduce to you our special guest speaker for the month of December. And you might notice the scene in the background. You might recognize it from over 500 million views on YouTube. It's a company called Six Pack Shortcuts that this dude is one of the co-founders of. And I will tell you, he's not used to speaking. So, in fact, I don't think he's ever spoken in a big environment like this. He's spoken at maybe one or two little smaller masterminds, but he's usually the behind-the-scenes guy. One thing I'll tell you about Six Pack Shortcuts, if you've been living under a rock, is that they're the #2 brand channel on YouTube. And our guest speaker for the December Internet Marketing Party is one of the founders of the company that on a credit card built this company along with two other partners, original partners, and have built that company to over 150% growth, year-on-year growth every year since they started. How long ago?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. So 5 years in a row, 150% year-on-year growth. So this is one of the masterminds behind the scenes, because he's usually only see him at bars and other fun places being called Henry Champagne Fuentes. How you doing, Henry?
I'm pretty good.
Dude, we're not used to doing these in person, but actually my other company, Simply the Coolest, actually offices out of here. So we see each other all the time. But anyway, Henry, what are you going to talk about? Two things we're going to do here today is, one, we're going to give somebody immediate value that they can take away, they can apply as early as today. Yeah. And then you're going to tell people what you're going to talk about in December, which is going to be a huge party because we've got Ryan Moran's Freedom Fastlane live event that's going to be here. And there's going to be about 400 or 500 people in town for that. And he's telling everybody about the party. So we're going to break records and have at least 200 to 300 people at this party. And look how nervous he gets. So
no pressure.
No pressure. So we're going to have you totally prepared. And what are you going to talk about at the party?
So at the party, we're going to talk about how a simple math equation helped us grow our business at 150% year over year. That from 3 guys on a couch with a credit card of $4,000 to growing a business that does well over $10 million a year. So I'll go over that in the presentation. For right now, I want to just share 5 simple tips.
Yeah.
Before we have our party on December 10th. You could probably start doing it right now. Get all your questions lined up for the actual talk on December 10th. So it would be real quick. The equation's A divided by B equals money. So essentially 2 variations. You want to do a variation test, or what we call split testing, A/B testing. There's 5 tips that you want to look for when you're starting a test. It's either navigation, copy, simplicity, colors, and your results.
So can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Henry is a certified genius. Like in marketing, like a lot of times we use words like ninja or wizard, or even the word genius. But I don't think you're probably embarrassed that I'm telling people this, but like he's actually taken tests and is as far as IQ level is at the genius level. So a lot of people don't know this because he's always Mr. Party Animal and just hanging out, like popping bottles and buying shots. But that's the reason he can do that and still run a company like this, is because of how freaking smart he is. And I'm not saying that just to brag about him or make him feel awkward. Yeah. But I'm saying that because when you start to explain things, I don't think you realize how advanced it is. So I just want to let you guys know that one of Henry's geniuses is math. He sees math the way that like kind of Rain Man style. So Henry, I just want to give you that heads up that when Henry starts talking about a formula and about how and what to split test, pay very close attention, even if you have to stop and rewind this video, and know that he knows a lot about what he's talking about. He's made millions of dollars before Six Pack Shortcuts, so not a lot of people know that either. So yeah, pay close attention. Go ahead.
Okay, so I guess the 5 tips would be 5 different sections to test in your split tests.
Yeah.
Navigation, color, simplicity, copy, and your results. So with navigation, one simple tip for navigation is test with navigation, test without navigation, and then test navigation that leads within the same page. So it's like if you want five button navigation, whereas testimonials guarantee it will go to the same page versus a different page. So that's three simple variations you could probably test right now for navigation. Nice. Same thing with copy. Copy, you want 5 different headlines, or get your if you can get your headlines to actually tell a story without actually reading the copy. So that headline leads into another headline, leads into another headline, and create a storyline based off that. That would be a cool little test to test on your current copy. Colors. So with colors, that goes with pretty much everything. It goes with your background, your contrast, your logos, but especially I would strongly recommend testing the color of your button, your buy now button, or any action taking button you have. It could be a bright orange, but in your market, maybe a bright green button would be best converting. You won't know unless you test things like this.
And that's one of the things I was going to ask you is the information you're sharing right now isn't limited to fitness, right? Like
no.
You've shared this with people in masterminds, and, and it's these...
I've shared this information with local doctors, wine companies. I've even done it for a rehabilitation center. So like these are core principles
they're
that
not,
you can.
They're not limited to any vertical or any niche.
No vertical, no niche. The key results of a split test is you'll find results for your own niche. So my results might be different than yours results, but the experiment might be the same. So you'll get different results and tailored to your niche. So yeah, whatever I say here, it's all based off how you're testing and how your demographics reacts to the variations you have.
Yeah. So this would apply whether you're running a church or a porn site.
Pretty much,
you make these tests on your site.
Yeah. It's super simple test. You can get a lot more elaborate, but just for this video is real simple. Simplicity. We want to make it super simple for the person who lands on the page to complete the goal that you're looking for, whether it's a sign up, an opt-in, or a sale. So with that, test how simple the process is. Whether it's a 3-step checkout, a 2-step checkout, or just a credit card on the same form letter. Test a bunch of different variations. Who knows, maybe a 3-step checkout for your market might be better than a 1-page checkout. The same thing for results.
Wow.
On results, the biggest thing of there, most people, I strongly recommend testing on sales always and make your final decision based off the number of conversions on a sale. But at the same time, you want to create secondary and third goals, essentially where on a page, you want to see how many people actually click the button versus how many people actually went to the checkout page and how many people actually checked out. So with that, you would be able to find your conversion rates between your button clicks and your checkout, whereas your page might convert a certain way, but you're losing people on your checkout page. So you're seeing people click but not buy, and then you have your goal. So you know which variation would bring more people to the checkout page, and then which variation would generate more sales. Those two might not be hand in hand, so it'd be interesting to see the dynamic between that.
Makes sense. Man, that's awesome. How long would it take to set this up?
Well, all those are all individual tests.
Yeah.
So you'd want to just create one test
at a time?
At a time.
So you wouldn't want to test the button, the checkout, and your...
No. Yeah, you take one test, make it as simple test as possible, and then test that. Once that test is completed, go on to the next.
What's the minimum number of clicks someone should send for a valid...
So a valid test is 100 conversion points. So whether your goal is a sale or a click, you want to drive it up to every variation to have a statistically significant at least 100 interactions.
I would have thought it would be more.
You can get a lot more, but the bare minimum interactions 100. So normally I'd recommend is running a test for 2 weeks, even if you already have the 100 conversion test, because then you can get an average of 2 Mondays, 2 Wednesdays, 2 Fridays, because traffic changes throughout the week.
And so if someone doesn't get 100 with it, so it's either 2 weeks or 100 conversion points.
Well, ideally it's 100 conversion points, no matter what, and then 2 weeks just to validate the conversions.
Okay, hold. I see. So it's yes and.
Yes and.
100 and 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you get 100 in a day, you run it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because that way you will get an average versus just what happened that day, because you have no control of what the mindset of the customer that day was.
And this would be someplace that if somebody isn't getting anywhere near that many conversion points, it'd be a good time for them to start thinking of this as a real business and invest money into their business and pay to drive traffic. Yeah,
pay to drive traffic, buy
solo
email lists, solo ads. The biggest thing is with this, it will help you maximize the return of your investment, because you'll hopefully have a trending to the right, north to the right, conversion points, where if you're spending $100 and you're breaking even and you have one variation that does 20% better than your current control, now you have $120 to buy more advertising. So you'll start off small, and then with more variations as time goes on, you're able to scale your business higher.
That's why you guys spend over $250,000 on ads, right?
Pretty much, yeah. We spend $250,000 probably bi-weekly.
So to that point, Six Pack Shortcuts is actually also looking for ad buyer that's like a world-class AdWords and ad buyer that can manage some advertising here. And that is something I'm just saying on the side note, because these guys are my very good friends, and they're looking for somebody that's an employee who wants to be on this team for a minimum of 2 to 3 years. So if you're world class, you want to take your game to the next level, not somebody who wants to become one, but you're already really successful, I'll put a link to the page down somewhere on this page, or ask me about it at the party. Anything else we want to say before we go? We're down to 12 minutes.
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. Looking forward to seeing all you guys at IMP, and shots after this presentation.
All right. One thing. When we're at the party, there's going to be a lot of people there, and I know you like to impress. Is there anything anybody should prepare for, other than
just come with a big smile and maybe an Uber ride home?
That's a hint. All right. Well, thank you very much for doing this, Henry. Dude, it's going to be awesome. I know it's going to be a ton of fun. And I think the only thing that I'm feeling is that you're so different when you're talking about business and math. But anybody that's out to have a good time and have some world-class networking, Henry brings the fun to the level that he brings I want to apply those things to Internet Marketing Party. We hang out all the time, so this is stuff he's probably has never shared ever this simply. So anyway, see you guys at the party, whether or not you're going to Freedom Fastlane live, which hopefully you are, and I'll include a link for a discounted rate for that, or whether you're coming to see Henry, or whether you weren't planning on doing either, but you're going to now that you listen to that, because that's just what he gave you here. In real life, he's going to give you more. So hope to see you at the party. That's going to be Thursday, December the 10th, and it's going to be a freaking blast. So thanks, Henry. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the party.
That's it.